guys get a win of that magnitude over a team like USC? There's obviously a lot of excitement, but as Jan mentioned after the game, there's still games to be played. How do you kind of take the excitement from that win and let it be a party for a while, but then turn the page and get ready for Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, coming off that game, obviously we feel really good, really confident, which is good. It's a confidence boost. But I think it just propels us into the next game and knowing what we're capable of and knowing what we need to do to win.
Lee, how much do you kind of feel like these last few games have further cemented the roles for everybody on this team and added more clarity to that?
I would just say it's been more consistent, I would say, and it just helps everybody get, like you said, an idea of what each of our roles are and stuff like that. So I would just say it adds just more consistency, and not only for us but for the coaches as well, so they can figure out how they want to, line us up and stuff like that. But
Hannah, one of the signature moments of the game Sunday was, I think it was losing on the backdoor cut, and you're on the bench just going bananas. I mean, just take us through that moment there.
Yeah, earlier in shoot around we had put in that option in the play, and I was anxious, oh, backdoor, 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 and then she did it, and I was just like, yes, it worked.
The level of defense you guys played throughout that game was really impressive. How do you duplicate that? How do you sustain that now?
Yeah, I think just knowing each team scout really well, knowing who we have to stop, what we have to do that, and doing it together as a team was really important in that last game. So just continuing that's important.
Lee, I know you're a confident player, playing with a lot of confidence, but going through Sunday's experience, several possessions on Juju, just the whole scene and everything, coming out on the right side of that, just how much did your confidence and the team's confidence skyrocket for that?
it gave me a lot of confidence, I will say, especially with the team and the coaches trusting me to guard Juju. I mean, it was very challenging for me. Honestly, I know I play defense, but to guard somebody who's as good as her, it's really just, I'm really just grateful that they have that trust in me. So, but overall, it just adds more confidence into the next games. Just knowing that I could take on that challenge and put in what I'm supposed to, just do what I'm supposed to do for my team.
As big as that win was, these next two games on the road are just as crucial to your postseason potential. How tough are these games going to be going against Minnesota, Nebraska, two teams that really, they seem to show up when Iowa's going to be in town?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. Those environments are really tough to play in. I've played in them before. Our freshmen haven't, so they'll get a little taste of that. But I think just making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do, and we've played Nebraska already. We know what they do. Just making sure we execute in that game, and with Minnesota, kind of getting over the last win and focusing on everything that we need to do to get a win.
For you went out of that USC game, I think 3 minutes to go in the third quarter with your fourth foul. And I think probably everybody in the arena, everybody watching the game thought you would come back in at some point, but Addie played the last 13 minutes. And as Jeff was saying, you were going bananas on the bench. Just what excitement did you have, even though you didn't go back in the game, to see Addie do what she did in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, Addie's an excellent player, and I'm so glad that she got to come in and do what she's best at. Her middies were amazing. I was so hyped when she made each one, but I knew they were going in before she shot them. But yeah, just seeing my team perform at such a high level in such a tough situation was really cool to see, and it just gets me hyped.
USC mentioned a couple of times in their post game how much the crowd affected the game for them. What did the crowd do for you guys in that win?
For me personally, it was definitely a new experience, but it was great. Just to feel that energy that the crowd gives us, and you could just sense the love and support that they give us, and especially trying to get over the humps where USC had their runs and stuff like that. So it was really helpful.
How do you come back down to earth after something like that?
Well, you get up and go to practice the next day.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how you do that.
Teams sometimes, after a win like that, do have a hangover in the next game. How important is, maybe the first quarter or maybe the first 5 minutes against Minnesota to make sure you guys get off to a good start, to make sure there is no hangover?
Yeah, I think starts are the most important part. especially for us. We've had some rough starts in the past, so making sure we're on it straight from the beginning, foot to the metal. Pedal to the metal.
Pedal? I thought it was a pedal.
It is. But yeah, just coming out with the same fire we played in the last game, I think is good.
You mentioned coming up, getting up and going to practice the next day. Have you sensed kind of a renewed sense of energy at practice after the USC game compared to where you guys were a few weeks ago when you were in the midst of that losing streak? Can you sense a different kind of energy now?
I think, yeah, absolutely. We're all hyper-focused, and we're really intense the whole practice, so I think we've learned that skill since then.
I don't think we've seen Lucy take over a game like she did in the second half. Was there anything different about her swagger or the way she carried herself in the second half?
Honestly, I don't believe so. I knew she always had it in her, but I mean, obviously everybody has slow starts to games. Everybody has bad games. Everybody has good games. So it was really just her game that day, and I'm thankful to have her as a teammate. So.
I know that I think Caitlin came to practice with you, with you, not necessarily practicing with you, but was at practice the day before. What was maybe a message or something that she imparted to you guys, or what did she kind of tell you? Any inspiring words, either pregame or the day before?
Yeah, I think just her believing in us was really important. She said, I believe in you. You can beat anybody if you put your mind to it. So just go out there and be you, and we did.